Welcome to Creating Disney Magic with Lee Cockerell. Lessons in leadership, management, and customer service. You can create magic too. I'm your host, Jody Mayberry, and often Lee and I ask for listener questions because we want to talk about what you're thinking about and what you're working on and the challenges you're facing. And someone sent in a question on a topic that we've talked about on the show before, but it's been a long time. And there are some additions of the Main Street Leader coming up where this topic comes up. So I thought it was great. If you have a question or a topic you'd like us to talk about, reach out to either one of us. Lee is at leecockerell.com. I'm at jodymayberry.com. And now let's bring Lee into the conversation and talk about this. But first, how are you doing, Lee?
All's good. We're getting ready for Christmas. No tragedies yet. Like one year, our tree fell over and I was blamed for it, and rightly so. And it damaged the table, which I don't know where the table is. Priscilla's done something with it. But yeah, we've had a few mishaps here and there, but the house is looking a lot like Christmas.
Lee, I like what you've done here because the tree falling over was your fault, but
Yeah.
you can use language in a way where it makes it seem like maybe not, because you just say the tree fell over and I was blamed for it. So
I,
that
I
leaves it
had
in
just
question.
touched it and I was in the area when it happened. So who knows?
Who
But I
knows?
accepted it with a good smile on my face, and the rest of the day went pretty good.
Well, see, you could have taken a different route and you would have had a bad day.
I almost had an attitude, but I let it go.
Well, speaking of attitudes, if you want to have a great attitude about your vacation, call our friends at Magical Vacation Planner at 407 442 2694. They will help you have a wonderful vacation, whether it's around the holidays or summer or just because it's Tuesday. You can give them a call. Okay, Lee, we have a listener question from Rick Grisham, old topic that is worth revisiting. He said, "Can you elaborate on burning the free fuel?" Which is a wonderful topic. So I'm glad this has been brought back up.
Well, free fuel, boy, that'd be great for all of us, wouldn't it? Everybody's complaining about it. But this one, over the years, I just came to the conclusion as I moved from being kind of not paying attention to people and giving them good feedback and appreciating them, telling them thank you, and sending a message to them if they were important. That I, when it was all over, I came to the conclusion that really what people want, certainly they want the amount of pay that they can live their life, but they want to be respected, but they want to be appreciated, recognized, and included. They want uh, you've got to think about how many times a day do you not appreciate somebody? They do something, you don't, just a few kind words or a little note to them or a text or a recognition when you're in a big group or with people to say something special about a person sitting there in the room. Some people may not like public recognition, and you can get to know your people well enough. You'll know to do it in private. And it's encouragement is the last. ARE, appreciation, recognition, encouragement. And let me tell you one, maybe it should be the other way around, because we're living in times now where we all probably need more encouragement because we're worried about everything, and we just want to get that message that it's okay and we're doing a good job and I shouldn't be worrying about that. I should Your boss can really relieve your stress in your life by communicating that encouragement to you and telling you, hey, we're really happy with the job you're doing. Keep doing it. You're going to have a good career here. Really happy with you. Because when we don't get encouragement, nobody gives us any feedback or doesn't say anything, our brain starts to dream up. I wonder if I'm doing okay. I wonder if there's a problem here. I haven't heard anything from anybody. Nobody said anything to me. And it's amazing how we can dream up things that aren't even true. And so it's really kind of I would say, a high responsibility. Certainly parents know it already. We always are giving our kids encouragement. You can do it. Go back out there. That was good. Try it again. So it's not like we don't understand how important it is, but and it costs nothing. I guess that was the key of why it's called free fuel. It cost absolutely nothing, and you get a lot out of it. And I'm not saying to do it to manipulate people. We're talking about doing it because people deserve it, and we're all wired that way. That we all want it. And I don't care if you're the boss or if you're the chairman of the board or if you're a mom or dad, we all want it, and we also need to be given it when it's appropriate. And so there's so many little ways to do it. And just stopping somebody in the hallway and saying, "Hey, good to see you. I haven't seen you for a while. You're doing a great job. I'm hearing good things about you." And you go on down the road. So it's kind of building it into your awareness that think about all the people you work with. When's the last time you actually did it? When's actually the last time you did it even for a relative? Called up your sister and told her your mother or anybody. I think for all of us, a paycheck, we never think we're paid enough. So if you can give them all the money in the world, they'll still not be happy. But what people do need is that support and recognition. And the world is kind of cruel right now. It seems like everybody's just money, 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 and we don't care about anything except productivity. And that's not true for good leaders. If you're a good leader, you want to make people feel good about what they're doing. And by the way, something that comes out of that for free is productivity. If I feel like I'm appreciated and you care about me and I'm doing a good job, I'll probably do better work and more focused and care and bring other things to the company or to the organization. And so it's kind of a no-brainer, and I hope that explains it, because think of every day you miss opportunities. Every single day we miss opportunities to do this, which costs nothing, and usually it doesn't even cost that much in time. Passing by, it's kind of like when you walk into a place and you're smiling and saying good morning to people. Well, that's better than the people who walk in and are grumbling and not happy. And I just had coffee this morning with Coffee for the Soul, and I gave them all a little Christmas present, and we took a picture together. And I said, "Don't you like to go to a place where they know your name?" Remember that old slang from the bar? Yeah, what was that movie or that?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
It is true. I mean, I go in there and it's just incredible. And in fact, I look forward to it. In fact, it enriches my day. In fact, because getting out and getting with people and having a good relationship where they appreciate you, you appreciate them, and a good positive environment. Being in a good environment really is good for your health too, and your mental health. So all of us should just sit and think a little bit about all the ways we could do it, all the opportunities we miss, and start. And if you can't remember to do it, write it in your day timer or put it in your phone for a while. Like say something nice to somebody today, and get in the habit of doing it. I got an app that reminds me to drink water every few hours. Well, if you need an app to remind you to appreciate people, then it'll become a habit, because you're going to be invigorated by the response you get. Their face is going to light up. And by the way, they'll go home and sleep better tonight, knowing that they're appreciated and doing a good job. And they shouldn't be worried about that. They got enough to worry about already. We don't need to make it worse. So it's a powerful thing. It's not used nearly enough. People who use it probably the most are grandparents with their grandkids. The grandkids, that's why they like us better than their parents. And so that's a good way to send the joy and love. And boy, and this is a time of year to do it even better. And by the way, it's a happy holiday, but it's not for everybody. It's stressful, financial, health problems, all kinds of problems people are going through. And you could just give them a little light for the day, you might make a difference. And making a difference is the way you're going to get your most satisfaction in your life, I guarantee you. Because I told you, every time I got my bonus or my paycheck, I was never happy because I didn't think it was enough. But when my boss said, "Lee, you're doing a great job. You make a great partner. I enjoy working with you," I felt good about that. It built my confidence. Yeah, I mean, this is like a jewel of a thing to make sure that's who you are, that you expect yourself to do it, and people are not surprised when you do it. Yeah.
Now, I've been in Lee's office. I've seen everything in Lee has two offices in his house. I've seen everything in both of them. I've never seen one of Lee's old pay stubs, but what I have seen is a handwritten note from Al Weiss. So clearly, all these years later, Lee did not keep his pay stubs, but Lee kept a handwritten note from his boss.
No, that's true. I burned the pay stubs. I was so mad. But yeah, yeah, I mean, it's a natural thing. And I think the reason we're talking about today, it's we all know it. And when we're reminded like this, it kind of gets us back to doing what we should be doing anyway. There's not a person alive wouldn't say they appreciate it when they get some positive feedback and encouragement. And even the people who got a bad attitude, that's how you turn a bad attitude around is over time. It's like a dog that bites people over time. You can fix that dog by petting it and being nice to it and not being angry. So I would go out and use it if I were you, because if anybody's looking for something that costs nothing and produces a lot, that's it.
Well, I know one of the things you may say is, "Oh, Lee, that's just not me, or that's not my personality, or whatever." There is Valerie Cockerell has a great story about this, and that wasn't quite her personality, and she knew she needed to do better. So I may have some of the details wrong, but I think she would put like 5 coins in her left pocket. And every
Yeah,
time she gave encouragement or recognition or appreciation to someone through the day, she would move the coin from her left pocket to her right pocket. And if all the coins hadn't moved over through the day, she knew she didn't do a very good job at burning the free fuel.
I've heard that story, and I think it's a great way to think about reminders. Basically, we get busy and we're running around crazy, and next thing you know, the day's over. And the stress and anxiety and everybody wanting something now. Yeah, it's kind of like we need reminders to do what we know is right and we ought to be doing anyway. And when we get those reminders, and by the way, we got a million ways to be reminded now. You got your phone, you got your alarms, you can put a rubber band around your arm. You can do, I mean, there's a million ways. You can put it on your bathroom mirror. You can put a little note in your car to remind yourself, in your day planner and your so we don't have an excuse for not doing it. And yeah, it's kind of a mental workout versus a physical one. It makes you feel better.
Well, the last piece I want to address on this, Lee, is I know there are some managers that say, "Look, it's your job. Show up and do your job. I shouldn't have to make you feel good about showing up to do your job." So what do you say there?
I say, if that, go ahead and do that, and then you'll get about 50% productivity. You'll have turnover. People will leave. They'll steal from you. They will justify not doing what their job very well because of the way they're treated. And you know, if if it works for you. But and by the way, I hear that a lot. People say, hey, I don't give a damn about somebody telling me I'm doing a good job. Just give me the paycheck. And I just tell them, if that works for you, God bless you. But it doesn't work for most people. We need both. And I told one this morning on Instagram, I said, and I'm thinking maybe you have a bad attitude. That may be the reason nothing is happening for your life. You've kind of gotten into this. I don't need it. And I don't give it. And, well, that's you start living that life. Long before money was invented, people wanted to be appreciated and wanted some love. We always say love's the strongest thing out there. Well, there you go. This is semi love.
Well, now you know the secret to what people really want. And this can change the way that you manage and lead in your organization. And if you want more encouragement like this, perhaps check out the Main Street Leader newsletter that Lee puts out every month. It comes part of the work we do at the Cockerell Academy. You can go to cockerellacademy.com to find it. It's only $9.95 a month. That's pretty cheap, Lee. That's you spend that much on coffee every day, don't you?
I do when I have the second cup. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
there we go.
order a toast.
Yeah. So it really inexpensive for a lot of great leadership insight. Until next week, go out and create magic for others.